Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about Kevin Feige talking about Captain America 4 and how he believes the reason why Captain America 4 didn't work because there was no Chris Evans. Oh wow, shocker. Who could have predicted that? Who could have told Kevin Feige this before he greenlit the movie? Oh right, anybody with a functional brain. Everybody named damn mama told you, Kevin. Everybody named mama told you, Kevin, and you said fuck off. You told everybody to fuck off, and now you like, oh, I guess, hey, we needed Chris Evans for Captain America 4 to be successful. No shit, Sherlock. Nobody asked you to do the Sam Wilson story. And then my thing is, you already had a good replacement for Chris Evans, and it was Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, who actually had a better storyline as Captain America than Sam Wilson. And it's kind of funny how Marvel, had no problem giving up Bucky, Captain America for Steve Rogers, you know what I'm saying, for a good period. Bucky Barnes was Captain America, and people didn't have a problem. We didn't have a problem with Bucky because it just made the most logical sense. Even when Steve Rogers returned from the dead, they were like, "Oh no, Bucky's still going to be Captain America." It took It took a major Marvel event, probably about 2 more years before he decided like, okay, I guess I'll come back as Captain America. You know, but Sam Wilson is one of those. The experiment went on too long. We didn't like it. We didn't care for it. And you're still trying to double and triple down on it. Like back in the day when Marvel had a character that they tried to push as another character or whatever, and realized the audience didn't like it, they said, okay, we're done. We did maybe a year or two with it, and we see that you don't like it. All right, great. We're gonna bring back the original character. Tell me why they can't do that. Tell me why Sam Wilson, the Falcon, you know, why they got to try to triple and double dog down on him, because they were like, oh, we need a black person. Oh, okay. So you need a black person to be Captain America. But the problem is there's a lot of supporting characters in Captain America lore that are black. You just haven't done anything with them yet to justify that. And again, the audience like what they like. Most black people like Captain America Steve Rogers. I don't know what makes you think that we don't like Captain America Steve Rogers, or what makes you think I want to see a black Captain America. I don't. I don't. What I would love to do is I would love to see Falcon, Battlestar, Josiah X, those Patriot. I would love to see those characters show up more and be in more supporting roles for Captain America. That would be nice. That would be nice. I rather that. That way you can tell their own story and don't underline their story with the race. Yes, you can have that as a thing, but it shouldn't be all that they are. And that's the thing about it too, is that that's all y'all did with Sam Wilson too, especially with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. When after he done saved the Avengers, he's a publicly known figure or whatever. All of a sudden, cops didn't know who the fuck he was. Um, People started treating him like he was a second class citizen. His sister couldn't get finance or anything or whatever. He couldn't get finances. Forgot that they act like he didn't have a job, even though he was a social worker for military vets. Like all of the shit that y'all was doing right there was turning people off, because people who like Falcon was like, is you fucking serious? Is you fucking serious? Like, what are you doing? Like I said, like I tell people, I think the movie would have did better if you had called this movie Falcon Brave New World, because at least it would have made sense to what it was. And no, you don't have him wear the Captain America shield. You have him wear the Falcon. What would have been great is to actually finally see the iconic red and white Falcon suit. That would have been better. But no, you was like, we need to do a Hulk. We need to do the Incredible Hulk 2 without the Hulk. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna call it Captain America. But we're not gonna have Captain America in it. But we're gonna have Falcon instead. That doesn't even make the sense God gave. It doesn't make the sense God gave. Like, y'all keep doing dumb shit and wondering why. Like, you can't expect different results when you do the same dumb shit 24 fucking 7. What the fuck is wrong with you, Kevin? Kevin! But a new quote from Marvel head Kevin Feige on the fate of one of the not so great superhero movies, Captain America Brave New World, because they had to admit that Brave New World, along with the Thunderbolts, was a colossal failure for Marvel this year. No shit, Sherlock. Okay, anyway. Feige discussed that. He said it was the first without Chris Evans as a reason is struggles. Perhaps not only the reason, but rationally is being described as blunt to this day at least. So he's not wrong. Basically he discussed that, because we had Chris Evans and he is Captain America, the fourth movie having Captain America in it, like, I think because we didn't have Chris Evans in it is the reason why it failed. I mean, it's surface level bullshit, but he's still correct. It is because you didn't have Chris Evans in it. You didn't have Captain America in it. No matter how much you want to do it, I know some people and I know Kevin want people to be like, oh, people should have followed the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series on Disney Plus. No, they shouldn't have, because one thing you didn't understand about the ABC, the Netflix, and the Freeform MCU shows is that they didn't let the movies, they weren't the driving reasons why the movies happened. But would they be affected by the movies and events around it? Of course, because they're a show. They have time to deal with the aftermath of a lot of events. But what you did, Kevin, is that you laid a foundation where people had to watch the Disney Plus shows in order to understand the movies, not vice versa. You get what I'm saying? That should have never have happened. There's a reason why the ABC Marvel shows and Freeform and Netflix were more successful, was because they knew that you couldn't make the shows have an important event that affects the movies. You couldn't have, but you can make the movies affect the shows because you're watching the aftermath of something. You get what I'm saying? You can't do TV shows and then have those TV shows into a movie. You get what I'm saying? Unless that movie is going to be on the same platform with the show. Usually, if you're going to do a movie, the movie and then the spinoff is the show. That's fine. But it's never really the TV show that turns into a movie. You get what I'm saying? And it's rare occasions. It's rare occasions. Because I know some people are going to bring up, well, this movie was yeah, we get it. But we're talking about, when you're talking about chronological thing that a lot of people aren't watching, especially when back in the day, shows were available for everyone to watch at the time to justify a movie. Because I know some people like, well, think about Hannah Montana the movie, Rugrats the movie, Star Trek, Star Trek 3, I think, whatever, show, then movie. But again, it was on basic channels where you had about 50 million people watching these shows. So when the movie came out, it was a no-brainer. Like, oh, well, we was watching Digimon and Pokemon, right? And because they were popular, okay, here's theatrical movies of them. Makes sense because a lot of people at the time were watching those shows. But the thing about it is, a lot of people were not watching those Disney Plus shows. So for you to do the Disney Plus shows and then have the reason why a lot of those movies in phase 4 and 5 were happening was because of these shows was completely stupid. A lot of people checked out from your Disney Plus shows when you fucked over WandaVision by not having Doctor Strange in there. You get what I'm saying? Or when you tried to justify Wanda being what she is. You cannot do shit like that and then expect your next show to go well and expect people to watch it. It's the same thing with Ant-Man 3. Y'all expect people to have watched Loki in order for Ant-Man 3 to work. No, you expect people to have watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier in order to understand Captain America 4, Brave New World. And that's crazy. You expected people to watch what? Black Widow, Captain America Winter Soldier, Ant-Man 2, what's the other goddamn characters that was in that damn the Thunderbolts. Like, you expected them to watch too many things in order to justify that movie. You cannot do that. You cannot have TV shows and other things to justify a movie. You get what I'm saying? And again, there are exceptions to everything, but for the most part, the audience was never going to make that work. It was never going to work. But he also talked about, he's also talking about that, because they had the becoming the Captain America in the show, that far fewer people would watch compared to the film, and as it turned out, it was actually better than his actual debut film. So people actually kind of did watch Falcon and Winter Soldier over Captain America 4, Brave New World. Oh, damn, that's terrible. That's terrible that people actually watch Falcon and Winter Soldier more than they did. Well, then that kind of justifies the reason why people still didn't watch Captain America 4, because of the ending of that. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the Disney Plus Marvel shows were such a turnoff with their endings and with the story around that. Why would they give the movie a chance? Okay, so, and he says, secondly, mantle passing is just incredible difficulty, especially in this case. Yes, this is something that happens in comic books, but in the context of the MCU, it's important to consider that Chris Evans, Steve Rogers was Captain America 11 times over 9 years. Sam only appeared as a supporting character. Falcon, during that time, only managed to have 2 appearances as a new Captain America across 5 years, which was Marvel's fault at the time. But my thing is that the movie did suffer without having Chris Evans, though it shouldn't be a knock to Anthony Mackie as Falcon. But my thing is, nobody's knocking Anthony Mackie's performances. We're knocking the fact that we did not want Anthony Mackie as Captain America. We never wanted him as Captain America at all. That's the thing that a lot of y'all not understanding. The audience told you what they didn't want, and y'all doubled and tripled down on it and got confused. If his comic books are failing, if Sam Wilson as Captain America fails, why did you triple down and double down on doing it in the movies? That's the thing that's the thing that I need Kevin, the executives at Marvel, to understand. It's sitting in your face what we do and don't want from comic book movies and shows, and y'all still doing it. It's the same thing as people trying to figure out why James Gunn's Superman wasn't successful. It's right there. It's right there. And you still ignored it. Nobody asked for a black Captain America. You were trying to do this for diversity and inclusion. It doesn't work like that. Again, too, I need y'all to understand real world context. Most people who care about comic books and support comic books are white people. Period. I look, this is coming from a nerd who goes in comic book stores. Most people who are reading comic books are not black, are not Latino, are not Asian. It is mostly white people who care about these goddamn comic book characters. You know what I do see blacks and Latinos and Asians actually preferring, though? Manga. Anime and manga. That is what they're reading the most of. You can get mad at a wall. You can get mad all the fuck you want to, but I'm telling you the truth. This is what it is and what it is and what it ain't. And I've been trying to tell y'all that for years. The reason why most heroes in the Marvel universe or in DC universe are white, because majority people who read these comic books are white. And on top of that, they get more support from white people. And on top of that, the United States is still 73% predominantly Caucasian. You can get mad at a damn wall, but it's the truth. And then my thing is, there's not enough support for those black characters. You can get mad at a wall once again, but a lot of times black people only care surface level. Surface level. You care. But when we're talking about deep lore, deep access of these characters, most black people do not give a damn about these characters. And when you question them about these characters, they can barely tell you anything. Hell, most black fake comic book nerds still think that most black heroes have electric powers. Most of them bitches can't even name 10 fucking black heroes that ain't race swap versions of characters, maybe. And I'm not talking about mantle holders. I'm talking about race swapped versions of the characters. You know? And some mantles. So because I know people like to try to say Captain America, Falcon, or whatever. And I'm just like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I know some people will be like, but you defend Miles Morales. Yes, the reason why I defend Miles Morales is because he was created to be Spider-Man. A Spider-Man. That's what he was created to. He wasn't created to be a hero with another name and then all of a sudden take Peter's name after he dies or whatever and then continue to be Spider-Man while Peter is dead or alive and still like, oh, I'm the main Spider-Man. No, they've never done that with him. So for anybody who tries to say that, that's a lie because they don't read the boy's character. But there are good legacy, just like the Flashes. You know, we got legacy characters. But what I'm saying is, you can smell bullshit a mile a minute. Sam Wilson as Falcon shouldn't have happened because it's a disrespect to his legacy itself. A lot of y'all still not hearing what I'm saying. Falcon is the first African-American superhero in Marvel Universe. He is the first African-American hero. Okay? So, this is important history. As the Falcon, he is the first African-American hero in the Marvel Universe. So why would I take that away from him and make him Captain America? Captain America already has his history and shit. Falcon, on the other hand, even though he has his history and lore, I want more people to see Sam Wilson as the Falcon, not as Captain America, and to take that away from him and give him Captain America because you didn't believe enough in him or because you think that we need more black heroes in traditional white roles is crazy as hell. And again, this is coming from a guy who is black, who's what all that jumbled mix of half this, half that. Yes, all of it. I am that. All right. But what I'm saying is you have to look at the context of everything and understand, like, no, it's not about racism. Because a lot of fake black fans will always throw, oh, it's because everybody was racist. No, the audience told you what they want and what they will. Captain America Steve Rogers has 80 years of history. Sam Wilson has about 40 to 50 years tops, right, as the Falcon. Why not expand on Falcon himself instead of Captain America? This would have been the perfect opportunity to focus on Sam as the Falcon, so people can be like, damn, the Falcon is really cool. We really didn't know he can do all of this stuff. Yes. Why are we not focusing on that more so than anything else? You get what I'm saying? But instead, you're like, no, we need Captain America. That doesn't make sense. We don't need him as Captain America. Nobody asked for him as Captain America. Everybody liked him as Falcon. Funny how his merchandise sell when he's the Falcon over Captain America. I'm just saying, but you know, hey, what do I know, right? But Kevin was stupid. Kevin was dumb, and he deserved his failure on this movie. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.